Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, kindly like, share and subscribe to my videos. Today's video is going to be on how to draft a corset. So this pattern I'm going to be illustrating for you, you can use this pattern for both small, medium and large size. So right now I folded my pattern paper into two. Now I'll be placing the measurements as shown. So the first measurement I'm placing there is the shoulder to bust. The next measurement is the shoulder to under bust. The next measurement is the waist line. I'll place same measurements. I'll take same measurements on the other end as well. Once I'm done with it now, I will connect all my marks together. So down there I added half of an inch I'll be using to attach the peplum to the top of the down part of the corset. So you can as well make your own corset to be a full length blouse. That's a full scale blouse. So for this tutorial is a half scale I'm drafting. Up there I'm marking half of the shoulder measurement divided by 2. Shoulder measurement divided by 2 rather. So I'm taking my neck width there, I'll connect. So from down there I mark 1 inch. From the shoulder I came down by 1 inch. I connect that mark to the neckline. So right now I'm taking the armhole line. So the armhole is divided by 2. So I'll also put the half of shoulder measurements down there just to enable me get a straight line. Next thing, now you measure the line there and you mark the midpoint of the line. Then measure in half of an inch. You connect it as shown. Then with your armhole ruler, you curve it as shown. So right now, I'm taking the depth of the neckline. I use 3 inches. So because I'll be adding a net to that upper part, so I came down by 3 inches. So but this is optional. So just go ahead and use whatever measurement that suits you. So from that point now, I will mark up half of an inch. So I'll just connect it like that as shown. So I'm just doing this in case you don't want a yoke. But if you want a yoke, you don't need to come up by half of an inch. So from that folded end, I'll be marking half inch. So that half inch is the distance between the both busts. Because the pattern is folded into two, when you open it up, you get half, you get 1 inch. So from the half inch, I marked down 2 inches. I came in again and mark half inch. So I'll be connecting the marks together now as shown. So now I will measure up from that point to that point. Whatever my measurement gives me, I will divide it by 2. So from that center point now, I came up by 1 inch. You can decide to come up by 1.5 inches. Next thing now is to connect it as shown. So this is just a simple method on how to derive a sweetheart neckline for a corset. So the next thing now is to start marking the apex measurement, that's the nipple to nipple measurement. So you place half of your bust pan measurement, that's apex measurement as shown. So I'll connect them now together. So from that point, I came down by 1 inch. On that part, I came down 1 inch before the line and 1 inch after the line. On that part, I'll take 1 inch also beside the line and 1 inch after the line. So I'll connect it now as shown. After doing that now, on that part now, I'll take 1 inch on both sides of the line as shown. If the person has a small bust, then you can use ½ inch on both sides of the line. So I'll connect it now as shown. So once I'm done with my dart intake now, I'll be placing the circumference measurement. So right now I'm placing round bust divided by 4 plus 2 inches that I took up there. So on the underbust line, I'm placing the round underbust measurement divided by 4 plus the 2 inches that I took. Okay, that's the waistline. The waist is divided by 4 plus 2 inches to replace the dart I took. So I'm replacing back the dart of 2 inches. So now I'll connect my marks together as shown. So after doing that now, the next thing now is to connect from there to that dart leg. Now I'm just drafting out my corset proper. So I'll measure from that dart leg to that end as shown. So whatever I get there, I'll transfer to the other side of the pattern. So this is just to enable me get the same measurement for the both cup. So now I'll connect from there to there as shown. Next thing now is to measure up from that dart leg up there to the other end as shown. Whatever my measurement gives me, I will place also on this other end as shown. So now I'll connect this from there to there as shown. So you just blend it up properly. So now I've achieved the measurement for both cups. So our corset is ready. We'll just go ahead now and cut it out as shown. So this is the easiest method to draft a corset. So please use this method for both small, medium or large size. I'm assuring you, you will get an excellent result. So here I've cut out the front panel. So if you want to add a different fabric on the cup, you just come down and mark 1.5 inches. On the other part also, measure 1.5 inches So this is totally optional. You can just use one color fabric for the cup. So I'm just doing that to show you how to add different colors on the cup. So this is how you achieve or you derive it. Or this is how you achieve it. So I'll just label my pattern now. The up one is 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, 1C, and 1D. So for the other side, I'll do same thing now. You have to label your pattern so when you're sewing, you don't get them mixed up. So here we have it, guys. So this is how you join them. Can you see that? So this is how you join your cups. So here is what your top should look like. Don't forget to use lining when you're making these corsets. So now I'm going to be drafting for the back panel. The first thing now is to mark 1.5 inches or 2 inches rather, or 2 inches for the zipper allowance. Connect the marks together. After that, you mark the shoulder to bust line. I think on this illustration, I'm using a different measurement. So for the back panel, the measurements needed: shoulder to bust, your waistline, then you add your joining allowance. So for the back panel, you don't need shoulder to under bust because there is no bust at the back. Right now I'm connecting my marks together as shown. I'm not going to sew this, I'm just illustrating it for you so you know how to join or how to draft a corset. So you can go ahead and sew this up and post it on our Facebook page, Elveela Sewing Hub. If you have any question, don't forget to ask me in the comment section. So I went to draft my shoulder to under bust, but that is not needed. So I marked it off as shown. Next measurement now is the shoulder measurement divided by 2. Come down there by 1 inch for the shoulder slope or shoulder slants. So I connect them now together. Now I'm taking my neck width measurement, connect it to the shoulder slope as shown. So I'm marking my armhole ups. This is for the back. Please take note, for the back panel, you don't need to come in by half of an inch. That is a mistake, guys. So sorry about it. So right now I'm placing the apex measurement divided by 4. So for this back panel, I'm using a waist dart. So from there, come down by 1 inches Then there I took a dart of 1/2 inch on both sides of the line. I'll connect them now as shown. So the next thing now, I just realized the error. So now I went ahead to mark off that line. So for the back, this is how the back armhole should be. So next measurement now is to be placing the round measurement. So from there, I'll be imputing round bust divided by 4. I'll mark the measurement there. So on the waistline, I'll be imputing the waist measurement divided by 4, including 1 inch that I took. So on this pattern drafting, I did not add any sewing allowance. So I like adding my sewing allowances on my fabric when cutting, but that is optional. So now I'm trying to remove the bulge at the zipper area. So what I did, I came in by 1/2 of an inch on the waistline, then I slant it up as shown. So please do this just to eliminate the zipper bulge at the back. So from that 1/2 inch I came in, I'm taking 1.5 inches again for my new zipper allowance. So I'll connect it now as shown. So if you want a straight neckline, you can leave it that way, but if you don't want, you can come down by 1 inch from that point. Come down by 1 inch, or you want it to be a little bit lower, you can come down by 2 inches. So I'll connect it now as shown. So I'll be using that curved line. I'll mark off the straight line. Right now for the neck width depth, I think I used about 7 inches because I like the back to be really deeper. So this is my choice. You can go ahead and use whatever measurement you like. So here is my yoke. This yoke is optional. You can sew your corset without adding a yoke. So that's how you sew it. My zipper will not run through the yoke. So by the time I finish attaching my zipper, this is what it should look like. So you can see now it matches up together. That's for the back panel. That's what it's looking like. Here is my front panel with the yoke. So thank you so much guys for watching. See you again in the next one. Bye.